Now, what you are going to find fairly unique in reference to this particular study is a couple different things. When we talk increasing motivation, stick-to-itiveness, persistence in achieving that goal or end result, we're not looking at the use or utilization of any particular stimulant, which makes this a powerful tool. What researchers wanted to do is they looked at an area of the brain normally referred to as reward center in regard to Nucleus Accumbens. Now, what they discovered was this. As oxidative stress increases, glutathione levels tend to decline in that area of the brain. And as glutathione levels are elevated, motivation, stick-to-itiveness, persistence, or that drive to achieve that goal was higher. Now, they did the study in a couple different individuals, rodents and males. And so in order to basically hone in on what metabolite, now they looked at 10 metabolites in total, which metabolite really helped increase that type of motivation. And they basically zeroed in on glutathione via N-acetylcysteine. So when you look at this particular graphic here and you see the little lab mouse, you're noticing the difference in NAC and the vehicle, basically just generally water itself. Because I think it was 500 milliliters was added to water per se, and we'll get back into that towards the end as far as comparison or correlation-wise, but they noticed a strong correlation. Now, think of this as a proof of concept study, so it basically needs to be researched further and validated with a little more depth later on, according to the researchers. So let's get right into the public release to start. The title is kind of ambiguous, and right from there, we're going to jump right into the full study. So let us begin. Motivation is affected by oxidative stress. Nutrition can help. Possibly a cure for procrastination? I don't know. We'll see. Motivation is affected by oxidative stress in the brain, a study shows, the Nucleus Accumbens. The findings also suggest motivation can be improved through nutritional interventions, i.e. N-acetylcysteine. In life, motivation can be the difference between success and failure, goal setting and aimlessness, well-being and unhappiness. And yet becoming and staying motivated is often the hardest step, a problem which has been prompted much research. Now, look at the title, Motivation is Affected by Oxidative Stress. Now, look at the title as we get into gluteus maximus. Glutathione in the nucleus accumbens regulates motivation to exert reward-incentivized effort. A little bit more detailed, a little bit more explanatory in regard to the title and the full study. But the full study explains it the best. So let us begin. Emerging evidence is implicating mitochondrial function and metabolism in the nucleus accumbens in motivated performance. However, the brain is vulnerable to excessive oxidative insults resulting from neurometabolic processes, and whether antioxidant levels in the nucleus accumbens contributed to motivated performance is not known. Here, we identify a critical role for glutathione, GSH, the most important endogenous antioxidant in the brain. In motivation using proton magnetic resonance spectroscopy at ultra-high field in both male humans and rodent populations, I know you can see those two tied together and it comes off wrong and kind of humorous, but still just the same. We established that higher accumbal glutathione levels, GSH, are highly predictive of better and particularly steady performance over time in effort-related tasks. We are going to reference the study in human males first, so you can get an idea how they basically began to hone in on what it was that was helping with this issue in glutathione. And then we're going to go into the studies into rodents, as they obviously found ways to decrease glutathione levels, and they noticed a decrease in motivation, and then increased glutathione levels through basically N-acetylcysteine added to water, and they noticed that tasks and stuff, I should say, was getting done, at least in the rodent population. Here we established, quoting, a novel role for glutathione in specific brain structures in motivation. Specifically, we identify glutathione levels in the nucleus accumbens as critically related to the individual's capacity to keep on exerting effortful behavior over time in reward-incentivized tasks. We first underscored glutathione levels in the Nucleus Accumbens as predictive of steady execution in effort-based monetary incentivized tasks in humans, i.e. maybe a job. Participants with higher accumbal glutathione levels were able to steadily maintain good performance until the end of that task. So the higher levels of glutathiones in human males, the more likely they were basically maintain good performance to the end. While those with lower levels showed a decay in the second half. And again, they tested 10 metabolites until they honed in on that particular one. Remarkably, we report, quoting, that inter-individual differences in accumbal glutathione levels in healthy human and rodent populations within the normal physiological range are related to differences in effortful behavior. Therefore, our findings here go well beyond the previously reported correlation of brain glutathione levels with psychiatric conditions to causally implicate accumbal glutathione levels in motivated behavior in healthy individuals. And I love the way this comes off, but here it goes. But this is actually, take that back. This is actually kind of cool in this particular line, because if this translates from rodents to humans in the same fashion, you can get a good idea on the level of N-acetylcysteine and how effective it is in increasing the, glutathione levels in the Nucleus Accumbens. So here we go. Moreover, we provide proof of principle that nutritional treatments leading to 15 to 20% change in accumbal glutathione content are able to modulate a motivated performance in healthy individuals. I am going to reiterate. Moreover, we provide a proof of principle that nutritional treatments leading to 15 to 20% change in accumbal glutathione content are able to modulate motivated performance in healthy individuals. To proceed. In conclusion, quoting, we establish glutathione levels in the Nucleus Accumbens as both a predictive marker of the differences in reward-based effortful performance and as a potential target for nutritional or other types of interventions. Again, I was so impressed by this, I started taking N-acetylcysteine prior to actually starting my training in the morning. To proceed, we also provide strong evidence for promising potential of chronic N-acetylcysteine supplementation, daily use or whatever. And when it says chronic, we think we have a negative indication, but no, chronic N-acetylcysteine supplementation to boost accumbal glutathione levels and to regulate motivation to exert reward-incentivized effort. However, it is important to note that our sample sizes are relatively small, power rating wise probably, and thus the absence of significant effects should be interpreted with caution. As our studies were performed in male humans and rodents, again, the association, it is important to note that it is a limitation to our findings. We are currently expanding our studies to female populations, where we hope to find similar relationships between glutathione and motivated behavior. Now, we're going to go back to the methods real fast, and I want to show you the conclusion from the public release as well, because it also elucidates some information that may have not been covered in the full study. But to proceed, here we are. Now, it's 5 milligrams a liter in drinking water, and for the rodents, and there were lab mice, and you people will first ask, well, that's nice, but how much water does a lab mouse drink? And as far as trivia questions go, here is the answer. So you could draw your own correlation or composition, but keep in mind, transitioning from animals to humans is a really tricky endeavor. To proceed now to the public study before we truly conclude. Can nutritional supplements help with motivation? Quoting, our study provides novel insights on how brain metabolism relates to behavior and puts forward nutritional interventions targeting key oxidative processes as ideal interventions to facilitate effortful endurance. Great term, especially when it comes to training or working out. Effortful endurance, conclude the authors. The study's findings suggest that improvement of accumbal antioxidant function may be a feasible approach to boost motivation. N-acetylcysteine, the nutritional supplement that we gave in our study, can also be synthesized in the body from its precursor, cysteine, according to the researcher. Cysteine is contained in high-protein foods such as meat, chicken, fish, or seafood. Other sources of lower contents are eggs, whole grain foods such as breads and cereals, and some vegetables such as broccoli, onions, and legumes. And how much, at least in the animal model, did N-acetylcysteine raise glutathione levels in the Nucleus Accumbens? 15 to 20%. To proceed. Of course, there are other ways beyond N-acetylcysteine to increase glutathione levels in the body, but how they relate to levels in the brain, and particularly in Nucleus Accumbens, is largely unknown. Our study represents a proof of principle, small study, that dietary N-acetylcysteine can increase brain glutathione levels and facilitate effortful behavior or motivation. So basically, you get a great idea on how this operates. This is a non-stimulant way of increasing motivation, effortful endurance per se, but to complete the task with good performance. So not like it's a basically laborious type, task once again, but still just the same, it's incredible. And who knows how this may help with individuals in regard to education, studying, or any task that requires, again, motivation or effort per se, or focus in regard to good performance. I know, kind of redundant, but still you get the idea just the same. It is an incredible breakthrough. I regret the title and the public release was not more clear in regard to it, but as you begin to read the study, it is just the potential has so many different facets that basically your mind doesn't stop working per se, with or without the N-acetylcysteine and the boost in glutathione levels. But still just the same, you got to give gratitude to the researchers. They're honing in on this. Who knows how many untold number of people this can help. It's really quite cool. And as always, I am humbled you watch, and I'll catch you all once again next week. See you then. Bye.